What's up, YouTube? So, excuse me. A couple of episodes back, I released an episode that had been like 2 months since I had done any videos. Not episodes, really more like videos. But it's been like 2 months since I'd done any videos, and I kind of went dark there for a minute. So, I was busy with a lot of different things. I had moved out. I moved from, the Louisville, Kentucky area all the way out to just outside San Francisco in Vallejo, California. And then I moved again from Vallejo to Red Bluff, California, because the job I had in Vallejo didn't work out and all that good stuff. So, which y'all know that. I already went over that. But I want to talk a little bit more about the adventures of me getting to California. So, I'll start off with, there's two vehicles that I have. A 2006 Dodge Dakota and a 2014 Ford Mustang. Stick shift Mustang. So, and I also have this travel trailer that I'm living in. But there's a problem with having two vehicles. There's only one of me. And that other vehicle, my Mustang's a stick shift. And I had to drive my truck out here because it was pulling the travel trailer. So I had an issue. I had to get my Mustang out here, and I could have had it delivered, but it was going to cost $1,200 to have it delivered out here, and I didn't really have that money. I mean, I had some money saved up from a small job. I had worked down in South Carolina for a bit doing UT thickness inspection on some boiler tubes, and that was it. So, and I also, when I got out here, I had to also pay a month's worth of rent, deposit for the spot that I was renting out. California is expensive. So I didn't have the money to really ship my Mustang out there, and I was thought about leaving it for a while. Just leave it out there and then save up the money and have it delivered out here, which I should have done that. But I was worried that, because my truck was old, it was pushing 170,000 miles. It finally hit 170,000 miles while I was pulling this trailer with it. And I was pushing the limits of it. Old truck, the max towing on it was like over 7,000 pounds. This travel trailer dry weight is 5,400 pounds. But with all my stuff and clothes in it, you might as well just say 6,000 pounds. Might as well. So, with all that being said, I'm towing 6,000 pounds, if not maybe a little more, on a 15-year-old truck with a lot of miles. Dicey. Plus, I'm towing it across country, like 2,000 plus miles. So, so you can understand my apprehension on relying on that truck and only on that truck for transportation to and from work and getting around in California. So, yeah, I had a debacle, and I was afraid that, one, I was afraid my truck wasn't going to make it, and two, even if it did make it, it was barely going to, I'll imagine steam rolling out from underneath the hood and everything else. Long story short, the truck did pretty decent. It did overheat a couple times going through the mountains because I was pushing it, but once we got over the mountains, it was fine, cruising right along, a little miserable because the AC went out. Driving through the desert, AC going out, that's no fun. But luckily it wasn't too hot. But all that good stuff, I still had to get my Mustang out there. And I foreseen issues, but I had no idea how I was going to do it because it's going to cost $1,200 to get my Mustang out there. And, so I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. So, and I couldn't get any family members, they couldn't really take the time to help me get my Mustang out there. So, I didn't know what to do. But prior to all this, prior to me getting the job in San Francisco and me deciding to move to California, we're not friends anymore because of what he did to my Mustang. I'll tell you that in a little bit. But somebody who I'd helped out, we were friends, helped out in the past, back in 2018, if he'd have listened to me, he'd be in so much better of a position. I actually talked about him a little bit, and, I titled the video, Help Thy Neighbor, or Love Thy Neighbor. No, I think it's Help Thy Neighbor, something like that. one of my earlier videos. I talked about him briefly. We'll just call him Jim for the sake of, keeping his, even though he's a fucking asshole. Yeah, I said it, he's an asshole. We're not friends anymore because of what he did. But I'll still protect his, how do you say, anonymity? Can't really say that word. It's the southern accent. But, oh, just found $2 in my pocket. That's cool. But anyways, so he recently had come back into my life prior to all this, prior to me getting the job and everything. He apologized for everything he had done. He said that I know you were only trying to help me, and he screwed it up. And the way he screwed it all up is I got him a job. I basically paid for his he had to get certified in order to come do this job. And the reason why I did all this for him because he had been. At the time I knew nothing about how AA works or NA, Narcotics Anonymous. I knew nothing how all these systems really worked. I've never been addicted to any substances in my life. And I've known people were addicted to substances, but they weren't trying to get help and trying to help get themselves healthier. So I really knew nothing of the process of getting healthy. So why do I say that? Well, because he had hit me up back in 2018. He had been clean and sober for 90 plus days, going on 100 days or something like that. I thought, damn, that's really good, which it is really good, but you're still within that danger zone of going back out. Didn't know that. I thought if you made it like a 90 plus days, you're golden, right? Your chances, you won't really ever do it again unless you choose to, which is always, it's not always a choice. We can get into that whole debate, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But yeah, so I thought he was good, and he talked a good talk. He said, man, I've been working nothing but kids' jobs. I've been doing drugs for years. I have nothing to show for it. I'm 37 years old. I'm going to be 40. I'm going to be 40 and I don't have a career. I have nothing. I have a few pieces of clothing and a busted up truck. So what the hell am I going to do? And I was just like, well, what is it? Excuse me. What is it that you want to do, man? And he's like I want to do something that I can be creative. I want to do something where I can actually have a career and creativeness, career. And I told him about my career field, non-destructive examination and, being a CWI, which CWI stands for Certified Welding Inspector. That's pretty much what I'm doing right now. NDE and CWI, they're the same thing, but they're kind of two separate entities in a way. You'd have to be in my career field to really understand what I mean by that. So we're not going to get into that. But anyways, so my career field's vast. You could decide to be X-ray guy for a while, and you could be like, if you have the certifications and the training hours and all that stuff, you can decide, I think I want to go do shear wave for a minute. You can do shear wave, and then after that, if you're CWI, you can go be CWI, do CWI work. I mean, you can change your job up, you can mix it up, And he liked that about it. And if one part of the career field didn't suit you, you could do something else. So I told him all this spiel, and he's like, you know what? Let me think on it for 2 days, and I'll get back to you. Thought on it for 2 days. 2 days later, he called me up when I was eating dinner, and he's like, Corey? And I was like, yeah, what's up, bud? You think about what we talked about tonight? He's like, let's do it. I'm ready. Let's do it. And I was like, cool. Right on, man. Cool. And he's like, what do I got to do? I was like, well, to get into this, you're going to need, I talked to my boss, and he's willing to hire you on as the assistant RT inspector. RT means radiographic testing. He'll bring you on as an assistant RT inspector, and from there you get OJT, which stands for on-job training, and you can work your way up, and you can become a level 2 RT inspector within a year to 2 years. You can be a full-fledged inspector. 18 months will cut the difference. 18 months, you can be a full-fledged level 2. Probably, it's kind of shitty pay for a level 2 RT guy. He'll probably pay you somewhere in the mid-20s. You eat that for a little while, and then you can break out and go to another company. Something weird. But you can break out, go to another company, and make better pay, and upper 20s, lower 30s. And then just work your way up from there, And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. How do I get into it? Like I said, you pass radiation safety, you get your 40-hour radiation safety cert, and you'll get in. He's like, all right, and how much does that cost? I was like, it's $800 for the certification to be an assistant RT inspector. and you'll get paid $16 an hour after that to be an assistant. But you'll be in an environment where you can learn, do your research, and if you do what I did, get yourself an associate degree in 3 years. If you're working and you're doing online college in 3 years, it's going to be tough, but in 3 years, you could be like me, making the big bucks. And, at the time, I was making about $2,000 a week. I was hired on, too, $2,000 a week with per diem and all. And he's like, that would be amazing. When do I start? And I was like, you could do the certification online or whatever, because it's your first initial cert. And he's like, let's do it. But he didn't have any money. So, long story short, I loaned him, between getting the certification and paying off some bills he had to pay off. He had to get his truck legal, because it wasn't really legal to drive on the road. He didn't have registered. All in all, I loaned him $1,800 to help him out and help change and turn his life around. And he fucking ruined it all. Gave me I put my good name on the line, which, everybody knows your name means everything in a lot of industries, but it's really particularly in the inspection industry. It all goes back to your integrity as an inspector. I put my name on the line for this asshole, and I also loaned him $1,800 to help him turn his life around. I helped him study for the test so he could become, because I got a degree in this stuff. I helped him study, told him what he needed to know for this certification, got him the class. He passed it with flying colors. He missed 2 questions, big whoop, and I basically paved the way for this asshole, right? And he ruined it by 2 weeks in. He didn't show up for work. He got fired, and the reason why he didn't show up for work, he went out, he got high, and he just didn't show up. He even told some of his coworkers that he was bunking up with that he had a sex-filled weekend. You don't tell people, especially in this industry, in this professional career field, about if you want to get freaky on the weekends, cool, do you. But don't go telling your coworkers about your weekend and then also not show up for work. You imbecile. But yeah, he got fired, threw away the very beginnings of what could have been a very good career for him. I had it paid for him. He threw that away. And yeah, I'll never put my name on the line for him ever again. He was hoping, months later he hit me up hoping I can get him another job. And I'm like, nope. I could have, but I was like, nope. You ruined that for me, man. We're still friends and all that, but yeah. But after that, he actually ghosted me for several months. Actually, more than that, pretty much a couple of years. He came back into my life. We were talking it out. We became friends again, which we were still friends. So I was always sending him messages all the time, even though he weren't responding back. But I gave him another chance to actually be in my life as a good friend. And long story short, he blew it again. I shouldn't have gave him a second chance. I should have let him go on, but he talked a good talk, man. He said he was sorry for what he'd done. He's sorry he hurt my name. He said he's going to pay me back the money when he can. Anything he could do to help out, he's there. And then it came to jam on my Mustang. He could drive a stick. Another long story short, I let him drive my Mustang out west. He said that he'll take off for work for me, and that he would drive a Mustang out west to save me it was between gas and everything, it would have saved me $600-700. Which, $600-700 isn't a whole lot, but at that time, when you're completely broke, trying to get somewhere, it's just a lot of money. So, did all that, went through all that. He blew that one too. He's a fuck up. He's an asshole. He went out, he got high in my vehicle. He told me he was clean, which I figured he could have been lying to me, but I was in a desperate pinch, so I figured, if he was still possibly on it, which he didn't sound like he was on it, because he was actually talking to me. When he gets on drugs, he ghosts everybody, and when he gets off, he hits everybody up, and he sounded like he was on the good. But basically, he got high again. He joyrided my car. He was supposed to have it by April 3rd to Vallejo. He didn't get there till April 7th. He basically joyrided in my vehicle, did meth, smoked meth in my vehicle. I found bits and pieces of meth particles all up my seats. Found a broken meth pipe, and he wrecked my car. This car that I got practically brand new, only had 27,000 miles on it. I put thousands of dollars of work in it, modifying it myself and everything, and he wrecked it. He didn't do a whole lot of damage. It's just cosmetic. Structurally, the car is still sound. Mechanically, it's still sound. But he fucked up my front left fender because he brushed up against the guardrail. Probably because he was high. Probably couldn't see the road straight. But yeah, he missed his flight too. This asshole expected me to buy him a whole new flight after he wrecked my car. Delivered it late to me, which good thing my truck was still running good. I could get to and from work. The main reason why I had him coming out there is I wasn't sure if my truck was going to be in good shape to get me to and from work, you know. But truck was still running good, so I was still able to get to and from work. But yeah, he wrecked my car. He you know, did drugs in it. And he made me out to be, he tried to make me be out the asshole because I told him I'm not buying you another plane ticket. And you know what? I'm not reimbursing you for all the gas money you spent on my car. And he's like, what do you mean you're not going to do that? I need that money for to get back home. And I was like, no, well, you should have thought of that before you went and did drugs. Spent your money on drugs. And, you know, delivered my car late and you wrecked my car. You know, there's no excuse for this. I've done nothing but good for you. And this is how you repay me. I've given you chance after chance after chance. This is how you repay me? And I was actually very, very livid and angry. Yeah, I almost put hands on him. And matter of fact, he's untreated HIV. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't. But if he didn't have it, might have put hands on him. I don't know, you know. I try to be as optimistic and as positive as possible. But, you know, when dealing with, what I say, we was going to call him Jim. When dealing with Jim, he's just a user. And he's narcissistic as hell, especially when he's on his drugs. Flat out asshole. He had a friend he was friends with for 10 plus years. She has nothing to do with him no more. She's moved on with her life. She has a kid now that he's no longer, he hasn't even got to meet the baby, nothing. Because he fucked it up on drugs. And now he's lost me as a friend. I've done nothing but try to help this man through time and time again, and he's fucked me over. So, yeah. So in the middle of the night, in Vallejo, California, I took all of his bags, threw them out onto the sidewalk after he lied to me, kept trying to lie to me, saying, making all these excuses up, making me out to be an asshole after he ghosted me. All this good stuff, you know? Like, I was amazed at him trying to make excuses for what he had done. And mind you, and the only reason why I got contact with him again is I actually had to call the police on him. And the police called him and saying that, hey, Mr. Delano is about to report this car stolen, you know, or at the very minimum reported joyriding, and, you know, it's going to be your word against his, and he knew, Mick, Jim, whatever, knew that it'd be my word against his, and he knew that I'd have the upper hand because he has a rap sheet of, you know, drug usage and being pulled over for that, and he's actually probably fixing to go to prison. Actually, last time when we were actually so good, he said he had a warrant of some sort, which, yeah, he didn't really tell me that until like after the fact that he picked up my car. So I was a little worried about him getting pulled over for that shit. But yeah, so about to show you all the damage to my car too. This is just one of many of the escapades that I deal with when I'm coming out here. So it's kind of dark now. I don't know if you can be able to see it. I'll see if yeah, you'll be able to see it. There's light on it, I think. Can you see that? No, you cannot. Well, damn. It's too dark out for you to see it. Damn. But trust me, that fender is messed up. Let me see if I can get a flashlight. Thought there'd be enough light for that. I have a flashlight right here. I still don't have editing software, so you're going to have to see all of this. Bam. Right there. brushed up against the guardrail somewhere in like Nebraska or something. I don't know. But yeah, so after all I did for this man, that's how he repays me. He gets high in my car that I worked very hard on. I'm still making payments on, which is going to be paid off really soon, but still, I'm making payments on that car, and that's how you repay me. And Jim, if you ever come across this video and you see it, don't message me, don't hit me up. You can go fuck yourself. All right. And I've already said this already, all this to him, but just to reiterate to you, go fuck yourself, Jim. And Jim's not his real name, you know, but he knows who he is, obviously, you know. But yeah, so that's just one of my many adventures of coming out here to California, many stresses. But yeah, damn, I'm already at 20 minutes. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I think the next video I'll be talking about the issues that I had with my distribution bars and the chain and the little pinion breaking off. How bad that could have been. For you RV people, you know what I'm talking about. Between distribution bars and the chains, and how many chain links you have to jack it up to get the weight from, you know, more onto the truck or more onto the travel trailer, getting that level and all that good stuff. You know exactly what I'm talking about, you travel trailer and RV camper people out there. This is my first time ever driving with a travel trailer, and I decided, I'm going to drive 2,000 plus miles. That should go great, which it did. Except for that one incident. I'm going to tell you how dire that could have, how bad that could have been. But yeah. So that's one of the many adventures and stresses I went through on that. I might go more into detail between the relationship between me and Jim, and I think I will actually. But yeah, so we're coming up on 22 minutes here. So I'm going to call it. Thank y'all for watching. Oh, by the way, I've created an email account and an Instagram specifically for this YouTube channel. The main purpose of the email account is to try and reach out to other people like me who are either dating somebody who is in the trans community, or they have feelings and they're struggling with, you know, and they want to know it's alright, which obviously it's perfectly alright, all this good stuff. So all about, you know, dismantling the stereotypes, stigmas, all that good stuff. Yeah. So yeah, my email account for this channel is libriumcuritate13 at outlook.com. Librium, Librium, curitate, Caritate, 13 at outlook.com. That's my email. Now, Instagram's a little bit easier. Just look up Librium Curitate on Instagram. You'll be able to find me. I only got one picture up right now. I'm probably only posting other updates too as my following grows on that, if it even does. I'm not a big social media person. I'm not super active on it. But yeah, so give that a look-see. Tell me what y'all think, and if on the email account specifically, hit me up with any questions. Like other guys out there like me, like, yo, hit me up. Like, I know there's a Facebook group, which I haven't been able to really find, but it's been a minute since I tried to find it. But there's like a Facebook group for guys like me. I'm going to try and find that, get on there. But yeah, I'm also trying to start a little group too, if I can. So, but yeah, that's, yeah, good stuff. Well, anyways, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Again, drop me some comments or anything like that in the comment section. I'm going to get back on. I answered a bunch of comments that were backlogged from my first video. I'm going to get back on it and answer everybody. I'm still going to keep to that. Sometimes it takes me a minute. Real busy right now in life. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all have a good evening, and stay tuned. All right, peace.